So that's kind of a preview of how we do things and what's ahead of us for this evening. Before we get into the student presentations, we'd like to invite Dr. Parvez Ahmed from the Mayor's Office to say a few words.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mayor Deegan wanted to be here, but you have to make do with me. So today I want to speak to you not just as students, but as not just as students, but as future change makers, architects of a more just, informed, and compassionate society. As students, you're entering a world on the cusp of seismic shifts: climate change, widening inequality, AI transformations, public health crisis. And yet within your reach lies one of the most powerful tools to confront these challenges: data. So let me be clear. Data is not just numbers on a spreadsheet or points on a graph. Data is a story. Data is power. And data, when used wisely, can unify an otherwise polarized society. Why? Because good data is the beginning of good governance. Unfortunately, too often we hold our public and nonprofit sector to a lower standard than we hold our businesses. But the stakes in the public sector is just as high, if not higher. We know that the best-run companies survive because they adapt, measure, and improve. Why shouldn't the public sector and the nonprofit sector do the same? As Mayor Donna Deegan said in our recent budget address, and I quote, "Momentum is on our side." She was talking about our city of Jacksonville. She's right. Jacksonville today is now home to 1 million plus people, making us one of the fastest growing cities in the country. If our current growth trend continues, If our current growth trend continues, we would add another 500,000 people by the year 2050. That's only 25 years from today. A staggering 50% increase in our population. Growth like this is a test. If we plan wisely, it's a blessing. If we don't, it becomes a burden. So here is the truth. Growth alone does not guarantee opportunities for all. Because today in Jacksonville, 46% of renters are cost burdened, meaning they spend more than 30% of their income on housing. In some neighborhoods, life expectancy is well over 10 to 12 years lower than in other neighborhoods in the city. Nearly 1 in 4 households lack affordable primary care health care, leading to increased emergency room visits and worsening chronic conditions. Many families live one flat tire or one emergency room bill away from financial crisis. These are not just statistics. These are the stories of our neighbors, the many untold stories beneath the surface of citywide averages. So let me tell you a story of one such neighborhood, East Side, one of Jacksonville's oldest neighborhoods, just 2 miles away from where we are today. For decades, its East Side has been struggling, marked by higher poverty rates, lower life expectancy, and underinvestment in its people. But such disparities weren't measured, and we know what isn't measured often does not receive the attention it should. So I have analyzed census-level tract data and found a heartbreaking but not surprising nugget of information. The median life expectancy gap is nearly 18 years between East Side and a neighborhood right across the river. 18 years. You ask, what is 18 years? That's the difference between seeing your children graduate from college. That's the difference between walking your daughter down the aisle or never getting the chance to do so. But here is the hopeful part. Now that we know the data, we can fix that. And I hope that will change. And I'll introduce to you one of the initiatives that we are working on right now. This takes a couple of clicks to get going. Here it is. We are about to launch the State of Jax initiative. And I want to acknowledge somebody in the audience today for being the inspiration for this initiative. It is our UNF president, Dr. Limayam. Dr. Limayam, when he was the dean at the College of Business at USF, he started a similar initiative that became an inspiration to our initiative in Jacksonville. This initiative is going to be a unique coalition aiming to conduct data-driven research to identify, measure, report, and propel Jacksonville's progress towards shared economic, educational, health, and cultural goals. With the State of Jax and the new transparency dashboards at the City of Jacksonville, we are building an infrastructure for real evidence-based progress. Real-time metrics on procurement, on budgeting, on permitting, on neighborhood health are now all accessible to the residents of Jacksonville. Transparency is not a buzzword, it's a tool for empowerment. And you as students, as civic tech leaders, you are stepping into a moment that needs you desperately. The world does not need more coders. What the world needs is more conscience behind the code. As the late Maya Angelou said, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. So now we know better. We know that in Jacksonville, okay, so in Jacksonville, here is one of the data dashboards that we are looking at. In Jacksonville, life expectancy on average is 2.5 years lower than the state or national average. Now that we know the data, what should we do about it? That's the question that should consume us, whether we are in city government, whether you are in academia, in the nonprofit sector, or in the world of business. So the question before you is, what can you do with data like this so that all of us are made better by the information in front of us? So this is what I will leave you with, a few words of advice. When we look at a data like this, don't just stop at the data. Ask the secondary question, what should we do with this data? Don't just accept dashboards that flatten nuance or overlook the uncomfortable truths. Build models that are ethical. Let your data reflect the people, not just categories or stereotypes. Collaborate across your boundaries, because the most effective solutions are often at the intersection of technology and passion. Be courageous. Progress will rattle entrenched systems, but that's okay. Speak with truth, but with integrity, and let the data lead you wherever the conclusions may take you. So in my conclusion to you, Jacksonville is a city of promise. We are pulsing with growth, but we are also layered with complexity. However, we are charting a new way forward, guided by data, informed by community, and driven by opportunity for all. And this is where you come in, as students, as aspiring data scientists. You are not the audience for this change. You are its authors. The dashboards you create, the models you train, the insights you uncover, They are not just technical outputs. They are the bridges. They are the levers of justice, and they are the instruments of hope. So today, let's go beyond theory. Let's experiment, let's collaborate, and let's code with a conscience. Let's turn data into determination, insight into impact, and knowledge into action. So I will leave you with this quote from Steve Jobs. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones to do it. So I hope that you are the good kind of crazy people that will indeed change our world for the better. Thank you.